Hey guys, it's Nija. So I don't even know where to start in this video. I want to say a lot though, and I hope that I'm able to do it justice and say all the downloads that I received while I was watching this video. So there is this, and I need to preface this video by saying this, okay? I don't feel like it's anybody's place to comment on anybody's life. I don't. Okay, especially if you don't have anything good to say. I just don't. And so I want to be clear that I have so much respect for this content creator that I want to talk about in today's video. And I watch so many of her videos. I love her content. I think she's a very bright and deep thinker, very deep thinker. I know a lot of the videos I'll watch that are by her sometimes and in the past, because she's deleted so much of her content because of what she's going through, I guess. But I just will watch her videos, and it not only is it mentally expansive, but it also, a lot of it doesn't make sense because we are not algorithmically wired to think in this way. Like, you really have to be an out of the box thinker to get to some of these places. Anyway, and so I'm just putting this out there, prefacing this video by saying I have a lot of love and respect for this content creator. I'm going to be very particular about what I say and how I say it because I respect this content creator, and I don't want anyone talking shit about me, and I'm not going to talk shit about anybody else, especially not this person who I'm making this video about. Okay, so Taryn, Lucid Living TV. I just watched her video. She just uploaded a video. And you guys know she's been like MIA a little bit, just getting restarted. I'm not here to retell her story. I want to give you the downloads that I received from watching her video. And the downloads I received from watching her video were so many. And I want to start with this one. So in the last video she just posted, she mentioned about the hair, the shaved head. You'll notice, like, if you go on her channel, if you watch her channel, if you know what I'm talking about. Taryn used to have really big, beautiful, curly hair. And she had dreads for a period, and then she shaved all her hair off. And I think she's rocked the shaved look for maybe like a year or more now, right? And in her video, she said that even her haircut feels very militant to her. Like her identity had been stripped from her so that she could be, I don't want to say, like, so she, a vessel for algorithms or programs to be played through her. For whatever reason, I got the download about, remember the big hoorah that just happened in the, was the Grammys or the Emmys, I don't even know, where Will Smith slaps Chris Rock because Chris Rock makes a joke about Jada Smith looking like G.I. Jane. G.I. Jane. G.I. Jane, the military girl who had no hair. Okay, so this parallel was drawn about military, militia, whatever. Okay, Jane Doe, somebody who doesn't have their own identity, like when they find a body or whatever, if they don't know who it is, they'll call it a Jane Doe. If it's a girl, right? Or if it's a man, they'd say a John Doe, right? But Jane Doe just means we don't have an identification for it. G.I. Jane, a military female who they don't have an identification for, right? And so I just need to throw that out there because for whatever reason that came in my head. But in her video, she was talking about how she is tired of being the Jesus, meaning that people Okay, so this is the download that I got of what is going on with her, and I would never try to perceive what is going on with people. Like, people have really hard lives and tough lives, but the download I got is some people's lives are harder than other people because, and she said even in her video that she feels like she was recruited for some task or something, right? Some people's lives are harder than other because they play the Jesus archetype in their lifetime. The Jesus archetype is people feeling like they can dump their burdens. Jesus, forgive me for this, forgive me for this, forgive me for this. Jesus, take this away from me, take this away from me, take this away from me. Jesus, hold this burden, hold this burden, hold this burden, right? And so Taryn always talks about how, like, the Jesus archetype gets tired of taking people's bullshit, and Jesus is like, take it back. I don't want this anymore. This is yours. You can't keep projecting your bad behavior onto me and thinking that I'm just going to carry the weight of the world on me. This is not mine. This is yours. Be self-accountable. Take it back, right? And so why am I saying all this? I feel like there really are Jesus archetypes who walk among us, who are receiving the projection and judgment, and even like when they talk about like the mental warfare, there are some people who really feel heavily the energies they take on as a personal burden, the energies that are projected from all around them, from people around them, even from things that we cannot see with our natural naked eye. And I got this download because she's always talking about how she does have autistic children, or autistic son, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it has caused her to see the world in a different way because tries to, or sees the world through maybe the way her sons see the world, through having autism. They can perceive and pick up on things that the average person cannot pick up on. Just like people with, like, we call them, they're mentally ill. We say people are mentally ill, but really there's just no word to describe the dimensions and other worlds that they can see through and pick up on, right? And so they're like doing these, we think they're weird things, like clapping in the air, or like holding their ear because they're hearing like high pitched frequencies and high pitched ringing. We're like, oh, they're just autistic, or oh, they're just mentally ill, or oh, they're just, right? Like we really say, I don't know, I feel like we look down on people who they say are mentally ill, but really they're just seeing into a layer of reality that we cannot even perceive. Okay, so anyway, going back to Taryn, I feel like there are people who do pick up really, really, really heavily the energies, and when she says she feels like she's been recruited for I don't know, right? And then she talks about the hive mind cult, hijacked by the hive mind cult. There's just so much in the video, and I wish I could have just like watched the video and made commentary on every like download that I received when I was watching it, because I watched it and I was like, this makes sense. You don't sound crazy to me. This makes sense. Yes, there is gang stalking and like mental warfare in the ethers, and like when you're really onto something and you start talking about it publicly on the internet, yes, you become a target. And so I do believe what she's saying is accurate about how she's been blocked off from resources and blocked off from help. And I want to put her Cash App in the description box of this video because, if you watch her video after the fact, or maybe just from what I'm saying, and you want to help her out, I would do that. I've sent money to her in the past in her previous videos before as well. Because even before she was asking for help or needed help, because I just think she's a cool girl and I like the way she thinks. And it's a very fascinating perspective, even though I feel like she has been traumatized out of making certain content because for whatever reason, the powers that be don't want her to talk about the things she's been talking about. And I think that they've punished her severely for some of the things that she's brought onto her platform. And so she's pulled a lot of things off her platform. Not trying to put words in her mouth. You know, go straight to the source. Y'all figure it out. But this is just what I pick up from watching her video. I get it. I don't want to say I get everything, because I don't get everything. But something about what she's saying makes sense. And then there was another aspect of her conversation that was like light bulbs, light bulbs, light bulbs, light bulbs. And she was talking about how everyone, so she was talking about the divine feminine, and how there are two aspects in the divine feminine, the higher divine feminine, lower divine feminine, or the light divine feminine and the dark divine feminine that is encased within the feminine. So she was talking about Mary and the Magdalene, right? And how society wants women to stay girls. And I'm not trying to re-preach what she already said, so go back to her video so you can hear her say it. But this is the download that I got from what she said. So I'll reiterate a little bit and then I'll tell you what I think. She was basically saying that society only values the girl. Society doesn't value the woman. Society doesn't value the grown adult woman. They see her as a breeder. As long as you're just breeding, we're okay with you. As long as you're nurturing, we're okay with you. As long as you're putting your creations out, putting them out, we're okay with you. Okay, and that's what in her video she says the woman, the adult woman, is the zero representing the portal. We're all fine and dandy with the woman as long as she's being a portal and shooting out these babies, right? Or nurturing and mothering everybody, nursing everyone else back to health, exhausting herself, exhausting her resources. Take my milk, take my body, take me. I'm not here for me. I'm here for you. Exhaust my resources, take me, suck me dry, right? Even like in ancient civilization, the artwork, how they describe the Divine Mother is a woman with giant milky breast, right? Because all she's good for is giving you what you need, your sustenance, right? Or in some cultures, the female cow with the giant suckling udders. That's what we want. The bigger the udders, the better. Why? Because we're getting our needs met. We're going to get our milk. We're going to get our nutrients. We're going to, right? And so we're okay with the mother as long as she's producing for us, as long as she's nurturing for us, as long as she's giving us her creations. We're okay with the mother. But as soon as she steps into her dark divine power, we don't like her. We don't like when we can't manipulate her. We don't like when we can't tell her what to do. We don't like when she doesn't give. We don't like when she's not the giver. We don't like when she's not the nurturer. Everybody loves a mother, right? But nobody, well, they love to use her, but the woman who has no desire to be the mother, the woman who cannot be manipulated, we don't like her. The woman who's not going to lay down and open her legs and give you what you want, we don't like her. We don't see her value because she's not giving us anything. This is a side note from the video with Taryn, by the way. This is just... In the video, Taryn was talking about how, like, we only value the girl. The girl gets to be provocative and flirty and sexy. The girl gets the money. The girl gets the houses. The girl gets the guys to pay her for her dates and for her time. But then mother gets shit on. When the girl turns to mother, we don't like mother. We only like the girl. Because the girl is fun and bouncy and flexible. And the girl is naive. And we can get over on the girl. We can get over on the girl, but it's hard to get over on mother. And so we only like mother when we're getting our needs met. And when we're done getting our needs met, we don't need mother. We don't value mother. So she was talking about the Mary and the Magdalene. Mary being the pure, the innocent. Everyone loves Mary, right? And then like the Magdalene is like the slut, the whore. We don't like her. We can't manipulate her. She uses her body the way she wants to use her body. We don't like that. You can see a reflection of this, of what's going on right now in society with them trying to ban abortions. And, you know, like, your stance on whatever is okay. Whether you're pro-life or pro-choice, your decision is perfectly fine as long as you're only talking about your own body. When you're not talking about your own body anymore, your opinion goes out the window. Okay? So if you're pro-life for your body, that's what is good for your body. If you're pro-choice for your body, that's what's good for your body. If your body is not in a position to produce life, you don't get a say. Why? Why? There's so much about that video. There was so much. But I get how she was saying that. So I get it. If there was some kind of hive mind commanding Taryn's steps, I can get why they would want her to shave off her hair for so long. I would get why organic Taryn in the beginning would want to shave her hair, because hair is like antennas. So imagine a person who was autistic, or a person who is hypersensitive, or a person who is hyper aware of these frequencies and these energies that are constantly communicating that the average person can't hear. She compares it to like the dog whistle, how the dogs can hear that high pitched frequency, but the average person can't hear it. And the dog will go, it makes the dog go crazy. Like, y'all don't hear that? Y'all don't hear that? And the average person is like, no, but you look crazy. Right? And so I get why maybe in the beginning she might have felt the need to cut her hair, because your hair is like antennas and can connects you to, it heightens and opens up your perception in your field. You can latch on to more things in this energetic world when you have your hair. And she used to have a fro, right? So she was probably picking up on all this information. And then she started locking her hair, right? So her antennas became like thicker. And then, so I get it. If she was picking up on a lot of energetic frequency, I get why she might have felt the need to shave off all her hair, because it was overwhelmingly too much what she was picking up on. Again, not trying to put words in her mouth. I'm trying to decode content from a content creator that I really, 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 really admire, and I want her to be okay. And I'm just like saying what I see, and I know a lot of you guys might watch her as well. And so I get that aspect with the hair. And then how she said that she felt like it was like a command. Something told her to cut off all her hair. And it's been so long now that she hasn't had it. I get it. It can feel like grooming or conditioning in this militia, this military type force that they're trying to groom her for. I don't know. But it made me think of G.I. Jane, and it also made me think of in Black Panther, Wakanda, the women who were protecting. They're like all had bald, shaved heads, and it was a group of female warriors, and they all stood together to protect Wakanda, right? And they all had shaved heads, and that's kind of what that made me think of as well. Just this fearless feminine leaders. and it makes sense how why they want to strip their organic identity away. They want to strip their identity away. One so the avatar doesn't remember who they are, which causes confusion in the avatar. But also when the avatar doesn't know who they are and they have the shaved head, they're like a blank avatar, a blank vessel to be used for anything, right? So it made me think of, like, if you've ever played the video game The Sims, and how, like, or just think about, like, I don't know, yeah, think about The Sims, and you get like a blank avatar, and like maybe the avatar starts like without a gender or whatever. Like, I know in The Sims you have to pick male or female, but like, imagine choosing an avatar and it had no hair, so it kind of looks androgynous. You can't tell if it's a male or a female. I feel like that's why maybe that was a command to make the vessel forget who it was. We'll shave your hair, we'll strip you of your identity, and that causes confusion in the character. Now the character doesn't remember who they are or what they're meant to be doing. I know the hair is superficial, so like just shaving your hair is not going to make you think that far, but when you look in the mirror and you don't know who you are, it's very easy to be confused. And I'm not saying she doesn't know who she is or anything like that. I'm just, again, giving the downloads that I received from watching her video. I think that's all I'm going to say for now, because this video is already 21 minutes and I don't even know if I got to any particular point at all. But I just want to say I love you, Taryn, and I'm rooting for you, and I really hope that whatever is going on in your world, I hope that, one, I feel like she is a pioneer in the sense that she's probably feeling a lot of, she is playing the Jesus character, in the sense that she is probably the first. So you know how the big thing about in Christianity, Jesus is so big because, like, Jesus will take on your sins, will take on your sins. He died so you don't have to pay for your sins. He died so you don't have to go through it. He's the sacrificial lamb. I feel like in the same way, there are humans that sign up to take on heavier energies so that other people don't have to feel them as bad. I feel like there are, and we'll even see this with celebrities, right? The sacrificial lamb. They take on the burdens of humanity or society so society doesn't have to feel so bad or carry so much. That's why the Jesus archetype, for one of many reasons why the Jesus archetype is so big, so that humanity didn't have to carry its own burdens. It could be projected out to someone else. But like Taryn said, after a while, Jesus doesn't want to carry your bullshit anymore. And so Jesus has to project your bullshit back to you. And it can feel very heavy and dark. Like, ooh, this is nasty. This is icky. Where did this come from? It's the energy you spewed out and asked Jesus to take away. Again, not trying to be religious, but just saying, like, when you have no self-accountability and you don't want to transmute your energy, instead you just want to ask for forgiveness instead of transmute the energy, eventually it has to be projected back to you. It has to. If you understand how energy works, we're shooting out our prayers of, forgive me for my sins, I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner, out into the ethers. And the ethers is like a sponge, absorbing. Eventually, the ugliness has to be shot back out at humanity and be like, no, look at this. Look at this. You created this. Look at this. I can't carry this for you. Look at this, right? And so I feel like there are some people who carry the energetic burden heavier than others. It really resonated with me when she was like, you know, these basic necessities that I need to live, I should not be struggling so hard to exist when it comes to, like, you know, being able to maintain a job and support herself financially, being able to have a home and provide a home for herself, like just very basic necessities, like, that we shouldn't have to fight so hard for. I feel like she represents an aspect who is all of us, like we're all mirrors of each other, right? And there are just some people who feel the burden heavier than others. And I think that's why she's really feeling it right now. Like whether she remembers if she signed up for it or not, I don't know. I'm not trying to put words in her mouth. I don't know what she's got going on in her personal life. I don't know her personally. This is just from a spectator's position. But like I said, I respect her. I really like her videos. I'm looking forward to her coming out with her. She used to make hair videos, and that's how I knew her from before she was making spirituality videos. I used to like to watch her hair tutorials, right? And so I'm excited for her to get back to that. I think she probably wants to get back to that because it feels safe. It's where she probably knew herself the best before all this, like, just interacting with all these weird, chaotic energies and, like, mind fucked her. I don't know. But I'm happy. I don't think she'll be struggling for much longer. I pray she doesn't. She deserves to be relieved of her hardship. Again, I don't know her personally. I don't know what she does in her free time. But the fact that she was willing to ask for help, you know, like, I don't know. A lot of influencers like to hide when life is hard. You know someone is genuine when they don't care about looking crazy. They're just like, I need help. I need someone to see me, witness me. Okay? I'm going to wrap this video up here. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. And yeah, Taryn, I hope you're doing well. I really love and appreciate your content. You've helped me a lot. You've opened my mind a lot. Even the videos that you don't have publicly on your YouTube anymore, I remember them and they're very insightful. And I just think the way you think is very expansive, to say the least. And so when you have an expansive mind, sometimes, I'm saying this to the audience now, when you have an expansive mind, sometimes you do go places mentally where there are like essentially firewalls, for lack of a better word. Firewalls where these praying entities can see you and they're like, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here, but I'm a fuck with you here. Since you are here, since you have made it to this side of the realm, and I know you don't really know how to swim through this, I can mess with you now. When you go to certain places, you can become a target. I'm not saying this to fear monger. I'm just saying there are things that we don't understand about reality, the reality that we live in, right? And if you gain information from these places and boldly try to bring them back to the collective, sometimes certain entities don't like that. They don't like it. And so they'll start to mess with you. Okay? Yeah, I don't know if anyone has stayed through the whole video, but I'm gonna go to bed now. So have a good night.